All right. Okay. Any thoughts? Any thoughts?
Well, I'm glad I bothered to take your advice and look at his site last night because
Oh yeah.
very informative.
Yeah, and most of it is that's all his commercial art. His his fine art is unbelievable. I mean, we didn't even get into he kept a dream journal for 17 years. So every time he'd have a dream, he'd write it down and then he would illustrate something to it. And some of those images that you saw, like the face with the beard and the devil horns and stuff like that, that was all out of his dream journal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was thinking of the Fisher King, and Iron John. It was sort of a juxtaposition of things.
Good. Yeah.
Just
good analogy.
I can hardly wait to send this lecture out. I want to watch that interview again. I mean, it was just wonderful.
Good. All right. Okay. Well, me too.
I want to take that
and you can see
course now.
What's that?
I want to take the journaling course when you guys do it again.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful because not only just because we have it divided into dream work, found objects, using pareidolia, which is the term used for seeing anthropomorphically human features in inanimate objects, to the Rorschach painting. I mean, there's like 6 or 7 different techniques that are used in the process of that journaling workshop, and then he teaches these incredible techniques, that and they're so simple, and that's what's even better is they're so anybody can learn to do them. So, but again, it's all about the ideas. The man has ideas based on life experiences and why notism, which is why he was at the top of his game. And he's still considered the top of his game as far as illustration or graphic design. He's got that notoriety. So anyway, and he's so humble, and we're really lucky that he lives here in Santa Barbara. And so, yeah, so stay tuned for the journaling workshop. Like I said, probably March, and it'll be again at the CAW, that's where we taught this last workshop. And we did socially distance. We taught it outside under canopies. We could have no more than 10 people, of course. But it all worked out really well. We had good weather, and thank God. So it's just a great.
I'm intrigued also. Okay. I got to get my missing mojo back.
Yeah, it was like $325 or $375 for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 3-hour classes on Saturday afternoons for 6 weeks. So, Somebody says something? Anybody? All right, here we go. So, okay, Edgar Payne. Okay, I'll send you this link if you don't have the book. These are options, okay? I want you to practice doing thumbnail sketches and then maybe do a painting either of an Edgar Payne composition based on one of his thumbnails, using the zero, the steel yard, the S curve, or one of those, okay? Or you can paint your landscape, your own landscape, utilizing compositional design, again, based on Edgar Payne. I want you to show your work. So when you send it in, I want you to say which one you used, what your inspiration was, etc. Okay, but I also want you to think about doing an armature first, design some thumbnails and your lay-ins, etc. I want to be able to see your work. Okay, so I know where you're coming from and you're paying attention to the criteria of the assignment. Okay, or you can paint a still life with flowers, and I will send you, do I have it here? Yes, you can either paint this one here, or you can pick your own. This came from the Casa del Herrero. I took this picture there like 2 years ago, and I just found it in my files. So,
do we paint the too?
Sorry?
Do we paint the tiles too?
You don't have to. No, you don't have to. You can just do the still life, or you can just paint your own flowers. Okay, I want you to do a still life of flowers. I'll give you a clue. The simpler, the better.
Yeah.
And think about look at Manet, the artist Manet, Manet. Look at Manet floral still lifes. There are no more than like 2 flowers. 2 flowers if you're lucky. Okay, that's pretty damn simple. Okay, all right. And then I want you to watch how to improve your compositional skills. It's a podcast. Okay, you just click on the link. You'll click on this link. I'll send you the link. Okay, and you get to watch these 2 artists dialogue, and it's pretty fascinating because they're doing pretty much the same thing I'm doing right now. But they're bringing relevant, subject matter to the conversation, and they have people calling in asking questions as well. So take a listen to that, and then this is going to be fun. This is back to what you get to do as well on your own. Here, I'm going to send this. I'm going to send this to you. It's basically about how to break up compositional space. Okay, this has all the directions, etc. here. And once you do this once, you don't have to ever do it again. But if you follow the directions, it's how you break up space so there are no 2 negative spaces within a composition that are exactly the same. Okay, so that's where the magic lies within a composition, is knowing these armatures and how to divide the space up in a way that is immediately going to guarantee that you have variety, just because none of your shapes will ever become redundant. So this is a good thing to practice just once. Okay, I want you to print this out. Okay, this is a cheat sheet. Remember the Barnstone guy? This comes from his lecture circuit before he passed away. Somebody did this and put this on the internet. So you don't have to copy this, but it's good to know. All right, but print it out and keep it in a folder somewhere so you can at least have an awareness of possibilities of these armatures. Okay. And then the last thing, extra credit, I want you to reproduce the following. I want you to research into the whirling, what's called the whirling square root. Just Google it, okay? And then in your spare time, if you want, again, just like doing the other armatures, to have a variety of space here, see if you can figure this out. It's like a Chinese puzzle. All right, you notice that they all start off with a square on either side. Okay, and you've got your arcs and going in both directions. And if you're not mad by the time you do this, you will be afterwards. Okay. All right, and then again, this is a reiteration of that the podcast here as well. Okay, let's see. One last thing. Maybe this was it. I thought there was one more thing. I think I passed it up after the golden age of illustration here. Here it is. Let's see. We have, right now, it's 12:17. Okay. I'm just going to show you this really fast. We were talking about the golden age of illustration. And when you watch that podcast, this is it here. All right. So it's on this site. Okay, I'm just going to go down here. We're going to do a quick review of a quick review and critique of artwork here. All right, technique, design. placement of the figure, what's in light, what's in shadow, rendering what's in light, simplifying what's in shadow, losing edges, edge control, nice covering of values here. Look at how flat the foot is. It's not important that it has a rendering, or even this here. Not important, right? Just the outline. Okay, moving on. Rule of thirds, that's Myron Bardstone there. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, so Rembrandt sketch here. Not a sketch, this is a finished painting. But it's very similar to the chiaroscuro that you saw in that one rendering of the head by Larry Vigon, where it was light on one side going into simplified shadow on the other. Chiaroscuro. Okay, traditional representational classical renderings, chiaroscuro. Hierarchy, where do you place the focal point? Area of most contrast. And these are not as important, so they're subdued. John Constable, little story. I knew I wanted to be an artist since I was, 9, 10 years old. I went with a family across the United States for 3 months in an army truck. We went into Washington, D.C., and we went into the National Gallery. And I marveled at these Constable landscape paintings, mostly for their clouds. And they were so amazing to me that I went up and I put my hand on the painting to touch the clouds. And the guard came and, scolded me and said, don't touch the paintings, right? Well, I walked on about 10, 15 paces to another John Constable. And I completely forgot what he said. And I went and I put my hand on the painting again. And he came over and he kicked me and the family I was with out of the National Gallery. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So, if you get a chance, if you want to see a cool Norman Rockwell masterpiece, go to the Miramar Hotel, the new one, and you can park on the street and walk in. And as you walk into the main foyer, keep veering to the right. If you look to the right into the one of the guest rooms on the right, you'll see a beautiful Dan McCaw painting. If you go into the hallway to your right beyond that room and follow it around in the hallway, you'll see another Dan McCaw, and across from that is a beautiful lounge, indoor lounge with a fireplace. And above the fireplace, you have a beautiful Norman Rockwell painting. It's not this one, but it is very similar in composition. Anyway, take a look at the beautiful realism there, or even, again, thinking outside the box as an illustrator. How can you produce a painting that's unique? Rather than the traditional, oh yeah, we know that. Look at this. Look, how often do you get to see a figure looking down on from the top? This is probably for a Saturday Evening Post cover illustration. Just amazing concept. So that's where we're going with this again. Next week we're going to deal with conceptual art and how that is kind of, influencing us now. Another Norman Rockwell, simplified shapes. Squint your eyes, look at the color, look at the priorities, the hierarchies of where you want your eye to go, the diagonals, etc. So this is considered fine art now. Whereas back in the day, there's always been this philosophy that illustration is not fine art. It's more of
I never bought that.
I didn't either. Okay, anatomy. Okay, Edvard Munch, Art Nouveau, Muncha. Okay, the figure within the format. Look at the beautiful designs. Now you can kind of have an idea for the designs. You can look at one and say, try to define the different design techniques within a composition. Graphic shapes, rendered shapes. You can see how this Art Nouveau stylization influenced Vuillard and Bonnard and Klimt. Then you move forward to the realism of this 20th century in the 1970s, Frank Franzetta. Look at the big shapes. This almost looks like a Rembrandt painting. Figurative work, big dynamic shapes, light and dark. I'm just going through and critiquing these things. This is a Goya.
What's the symbolism there? There's a story with that. What it
this
means.
One?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, this is where Alfred Hitchcock got his idea for the birds.
Yeah.
I don't know. From owls, he's got a lot of things going on in his brain. Even the cat is like being bothered
Yeah,
here.
there's a story about that, and he's dreaming.
So this is Goya. Okay, this is the level of depth. You know, like we're looking at Larry and we're looking at his playfulness and stuff with the Google eyes, but he's able to express himself through his series of the hypocrites of how he truly feels about politicians. And, you know, it's not meant for anybody else other than himself, but he still does it. Okay, Leyendecker. I think it's Leyendecker. Wait, no, Howard Pyle. Okay, this is the father of the illustration work in the 1880s. Great show at the down in Malibu at Pepperdine University not too long ago of these illustrators' work. Beautiful, big, simplified. You look at them for their color usage, the things in silhouette, you know, values, etc. It's another Howard Pyle. Big dynamic shapes. This is where doing the notans, okay, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 value notans could help to orchestrate the composition and tie things together. Okay. Here you go right now. Here's examples of using the notans in these illustrators' works. Okay. He's taken, obviously this artist taken the Munch. Here's Whistler, not Whistler's, Sargent's work here. Doing all these notans. So, you know, they're definitely, everybody's cluing into these options on how you can simplify the compositions and see things more graphically. And the more you do this, the better you will get at your own creations, because you'll know how to tie shapes together, which makes it more appealing and less difficult to paint. Okay, less difficult to render. This is really great. They're taking the masterworks and giving you the basic structure of these illustrations. It's all about design. Here you go. Here's Howard Pyle's right here. Okay, I wanted to say this. You know, Howard Pyle, what we know about pirates and Pirates of the Caribbean and what a pirate is supposed to look like from the 18th, 19th century, mostly come from Howard Pyle. A lot of it is his creation. All these illustrations that he did back then from Treasure Island, for instance, is what current art directors and scenic artists and costume designers, they all are borrowing from what he created as an illustrator back in the 1880s, 1890s, of what pirates supposedly look like. So that's an example of life, imitating art right there. Anyways, these notans are fantastic. Okay, more notans. Really cool. Okay. Let's see, let me shrink this down. John Singer Sargent. That's riveting. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful harmony, color harmony here. Winslow Homer, big dynamic shapes. Things in silhouette. This looks like a David Caspar Friedrichs. Anybody know that artist, Alice? You know that artist?
No.
David Caspar Friedrichs. Look him up. Look up his nocturnes.
I have that book of his nocturnes.
Yeah. Well, you do. Lucky you, because he was he was one of the guys in the early 19th century that was painting nocturnes at it, and he taught at the Dresden Academy. Taught how to paint nocturnes there, which is why we know what we know about nocturnes now. Kathy Colwitt.
Does it bother you with 2 figures in the middle? Or
Sorry?
no? Does it bother you that there's 2 figures in the middle there?
Not so much, because he put this over here to get us off of that.
Okay.
You know.
Plus the diagonal of the rocks.
Yeah, the diagonal of the rocks. And the contrast here pulls us out of that. Pulls us out of this is just something, but it's not much.
Also, there's a diagonal line if you draw it from the bottom left corner across the heads of the figures. You know, so
yeah, from here, like the square
there.
Yeah, this looks like a golden section triangle. So if you drew the square here, you'd have that diagonal probably just going right up to the top of that square.
Yep.
Okay, Kathy Kolwitz, more expressive drawing. Okay, illustration work, big simplified shapes.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
A little more detailed work, again, contrast, detail. What's in light, what's in shadow.
Who's this artist again? Can you scroll?
These might be, they're either Turner or, I don't think that's Turner. This one
I didn't
might
recognize the name.
It says Frank Brangwin.
Brangwin.
Brangwin at the top at the beginning of this set. I would love to look at these for longer, and I know you can't do that. I wish we were.
Oh, you can. No.
How do we find it?
I'll send you the link.
I'd love it.
Yeah, this is just a website.
Yeah.
Harvey Dunn's an incredible. You can see the Wyeth and Harvey Dunn were contemporary illustrators, contemporaries of each other. Okay, big shapes, a lot going on within the design. Look at the beautiful arabesque here. Okay, this is the deluge. Light, dark contrast. What's in light, what's in shadow. This is obvious. Just beautiful. Look at the beautiful lines and the negative space, the mystery back here. Wow. Okay, Degas. Big simplified negative space here, going off into the distance here. If you squint your eyes, it helps to see the hierarchies of things. Here's Corot, simplified color palette, a little black, a little Prussian blue, maybe a little ultramarine blue, maybe a little bit of yellow ochre. Very tonal. Things in the distance are in silhouette, so we don't really see who that person is. We're allowed to make up our own mind, and their shapes are tied together. I don't want to look at that one. Okay, here's, again, more of the illustrators look. Wyeth looking up in clouds and kids seeing things in the clouds. See, pareidolia.
Oh, yeah.
Big shapes tied together. That's amazing. Just great. They can place things. They know how to make things look dramatic. Nice foreshortening on the head here.
Seems to me it also has to do with.
What's that?
It seems to me it also has something to do with scale. Because
yes.
Most illustrations are not physically large when they're reproduced. I mean, when you have an illustration, it's meant to be printed and so on.
Yep.
So your original might be bigger. It might be, I don't know, 16 by 20 sort of ish, I'm guessing, or even bigger. But you would make it simple because when it's reduced to the size of a page, it's got to read. Yeah.
No, you're correct. At that illustration show, an illustration like this might be 36 by 24.
Okay.
36 high by 24 wide, or they do make them larger. So yes, when they reduce, you don't see so much breaking up of the brush strokes. So it's an interesting illustration here. Design.
Who's this?
Tebow.
Yeah. Looks like Tebow. That's what.
Yeah.
I'd never.
It looks like a cake. It looks like the cake.
That's right.
Right.
Very, very nice. Yeah. Look at the color usage. I mean, you can blow it up and see.
Very distinctive palette.
Oh yeah. But look at the beautiful color. Look at the color usage and sensibility here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then you see a reflection in his still life as well, you know.
But it looks like the still life came first, or at least like it. Maybe that's why he was attracted to cakes.
Yeah, I think so. You know, the still life became first, and then his landscapes now are kind of a combination between a Diebenkorn and a cake. I mean, you look at if you look up contemporary landscapes of Wayne Tebow, you'll see these amazing variations in and complex landscapes from above. It's just amazing what he's doing.
But he had a cartooning background also. He was doing, you know, cartoons on the aircraft fuselages and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I found this out in the book.
He was he did aviation, not aviation.
Art. Aviation.
Nose art.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that's enough of that. Okay, now. All right, so I will send you a link to that website, and that's the one you need to look at, the one you need to look at, that podcast, okay? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna do a new share, and I'm gonna go up to here. And for those of you who want to stick around, I'm gonna spend about 10 more minutes, because the class ends in 10 minutes, critiquing a handful of work that just came through. Okay. So for those of you who don't, I will see you next week. I'll be sending you again the homework assignments and the links as well. Okay, so if you're going to bow out, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next week.
Thank you, Thomas, for a great morning.
Thank you. It was a really interesting day.
Good.
Yeah, it was fun, Tom.
All right. Okay, Tim. Okay, and there they go.
Thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome. All right. So let's see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nicola. Are you still here?
Yep.
Hi, Nicola.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. So this looks like fun. You even put a little happy face on your paper here. I like that.
We're just seeing your desktop.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. Now you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You've got a nice happy face here. Is everybody seeing this? Seeing it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this looks great. Have you ever illustrated a children's book?
No.
Because you've got this level of whimsy here and playfulness that looks like you can do just that.
Cool. Yeah, I like doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, keep it nice and simple. I like this just as a graphic right there. So simple line drawing.
Uh-huh.
NC is
No, it's NG.
Oh, sorry. That's right. NG. So I like the way this is coming out. I like the fact that the apple is hovering above the line too. You know, that's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah.
I love the flow of the diagonal line she helps create with the little branches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it also creates this sort of like circular flow with the use of the spiral, really, in the apple.
Mm-hmm. I like this down here too. You got two lines going on there. It'd be interesting to see. Let's see. To see if you couldn't have a repetition somewhere, because I didn't get that it was a G right off the bat. Maybe to have have something here or here, another line, something like that. Just something that's going to get me to know a little bit more that it's a G, and then there's more emphasis also placed on the apple as a focal point. Just an idea.
Yeah.
And then maybe also, let's see, keeping the harmony of that red. Maybe also a highlight.
Oh, yeah.
Something that's going to be in keeping with your whimsy. That could also be a way of, like in Larry's lizard lounge people eyes. He put a little highlight on there that can bring the viewer's eye to that apple.
Yeah.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be that way. But I'm throwing out ways of, supporting your thesis here. Is this yours as well?
Yes.
Okay, now you sent me like 3 of these. So
well, this is the one. I actually did it with pencil, and then I decided to add in the water. So I like it better with the water.
Okay. Well, you know what? I like it like this. Again, it has whimsy, and it could be a kid's book. It could be a fun little, you could illustrate. You have this natural, whimsical quality to what it is you're doing. Do you know? Yeah. Have you studied art?
Oh yeah, I was a art major in college.
I can tell. Okay, so.
Or a New Yorker illustration.
Yes.
I guess is it Steinberg? There was somebody who used to do wonderful light drawings like this.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know what I could even say.
You see, it's Superwoman, right?
Yeah. Well, then maybe because it's Superwoman.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe you could just highlight. I'm going to go into your little S for Superwoman here.
Yeah, it needs
a little gouache and bring out the top of that S right there.
Yeah.
Make it as if that's what it's about. And I'm going to do it on the top part of the squiggle at the bottom there. So I'm bringing it out just like I did with Rin's Moon.
Yeah.
Just cleaning it up a little bit. See that?
When you're doing it in watercolor, I guess you'd have to go back over it with acrylic.
No, gouache.
Gouache, yeah.
Yeah, you can use gouache. Yeah. So yes. Yeah, so it's fun. You can play with it some more. Think about messing with the planes, though, like I was talking with Kurt at one time. Create something that's unpredictable. Like, is there anything you could do with this? I like this. I like, the fact
that's unpredictable.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, that breaks it up a little bit.
Well, Nicola, it looks like this is a pen drawing with color added. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Maybe. Yeah.
I was going to say, I find the Pigma pens the only ones that will resist the water. The only ones I've found. There are other brands that say that they're waterproof, but they're not.
Oh.
At least not if you do them soon. The Faber-Castell ones pretend to be waterproof, but they always gray things out for me. Where the Pigma Micron pens, they just stay there.
Okay. Yeah, I have some of those.
Well, just if you're going to put color on top.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just playing. It looks fine. Everything's. Did I do that? Did you make it yellow?
I did.
Did you just do it?
No. It was that way.
I didn't notice it was yellow earlier. Oh my God, I'm going crazy. It's been a long day. All right. Thank you. Whose is this?
Jovians.
Hey. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Look what we got up here. Look at all these little doodles.
Yeah. I'm a personal trainer, and my business name is Training with Jovian for now, until I can come up with something more creative.
I like it. I like that. I like it. I like how the how this becomes an eye.
Thank you. That's what I was hoping for, like a smiley face made out of the letters.
Yeah. Well, you get it.
Cute.
Thanks.
Yeah, that could be. You could play with this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Training with Jovian. Yeah, you could do all kinds of things. I don't know. I think that might ruin it. Yeah, it ruins it. So, but that's okay. Take it off. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Yeah, it comes so close to the eye that I was just I was trying to. Let me see if I can dark that in. There we go. Boy, these things are so sensitive. Maybe this is it. Here, there we go. That's it. Yeah, you can keep going with this. All right, so what I want you to pay attention to when you're designing, all right, is, let me go back to black here, and go to a fine pen. Okay, try to align things. So when you come here, where does this align up with this, you know, how do things line up? Is there a relevance between here and the W maybe? Okay, have things line up so they're not just random shapes. You can actually, you know, make a better design out of what it is you're doing. I do like the fact that the mouth is slightly askew. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. You can work on any of these. You know, anyone can become that special. Is this automatic drawing?
Yes.
Ooh. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. We've got ourselves a face right there. Wow. And we've got, what else do we have going on here? I like the face. That's
Where's
really
the face?
Cool. What?
Where? I don't see the face.
You don't?
No.
Okay, well, here you go. Ready?
Okay. Oh. With a huge nose?
Yes.
Okay.
Why the long face? Wait a second. I'll darken it. See the face? It's a profile.
Yeah, I see.
So that's what you look for. You look for things like that. But let us look for them too. Tell me about this. What's that?
Well, the first one I was kind of drawing tree branches, and it made like an angry face at the top of the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the idea, but I didn't like the angry face. So then I wanted the face to be more serene. And then it developed into that picture of the tree, the whole tree.
Yeah.
That's on a separate piece of paper that has a face in the knot that's in progress.
Okay. All right. So from this one, I'm starting to see, wait. All right, I'm starting to see eyelashes.
Yeah.
And lips. Okay, it's making things out of nothing, of course. It's been a long day. All right, and so, yeah, the next one is the tree.
Yeah.
So let me go to the tree. Yeah. Wow, so you did the tree. That's amazing. That's like a ghost tree.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a tree in my backyard.
Okay. Do you actually see a face in there, or was that something you added?
No, that's something I added.
Okay. Okay, I have a referral for you, just in case.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Oh.
It was a joke. Because you're doing the same thing I do, is that seeing and making things out of that. Larry has taught me that too. All right. This is really cool. I'm going to just do something to the nose, just a little bit. I'm going to accentuate the nose here. I'm going to just give it another diagonal here. Okay.
Yeah.
And then on the eye, I'm going to just close in the right eye here. I'm not sure if that's the eye or the eyebrow. I'm not sure what's going on. But I could make that an eye. I could do all kinds of things with it now. I don't know. There's things that can happen that I'm not sure which is an eyebrow or which is not an eyebrow, or which is the actual eyeball.
The eyes are closed, so those darker, the one that you just darkened is the eyebrow. But that's also a good note for me to make it clearer.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that case, if the eyes are closed, I'm just going to erase what I did here. I'm just going to go in here and softly create simplify that. Simplify that. Should have asked first what's going on. Okay. There we go. Now they look a little bit more like the eyes are closed. Okay. A little bit. Now, since I erased over it, now I'm going to tone it down. Okay, so there it is. The face in the tree.
Cool.
Good. All right, pen and ink. Nice.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah. I did the little ellipses in the shape of those wood block prints.
Okay. So which way did it go? Which way do you want it to
go? The first way. Up. Yeah. One more. That way.
Okay. Okay, so you used, this is your format then here.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's actually watercolor paper, and so at some point I'm going to go over and add color.
Okay. Just do me a favor and be careful not to place your areas of interest right in the dead center of the format.
Yeah.
Okay. Pay attention to that. So when that happens, it's like I know that Winslow Homer probably said, "Oh boy, should I have put those figures in the center of my format?" So what do? You have to work for a way to break that rule and get away with it by distracting the viewer elsewhere. to take away information, to take away hierarchy from what you've done to move us somewhere else. So that means you're going to need to come up with some other elements that are going to help, help counter, either through value or shape or a combination of both, that are going to help bring our eye away from where you placed that. If you had a light source, it could be, it could be a cast shadow.
Okay.
Something, I don't know what you're going to do, but to take our eye away. And then maybe, again, when you do those ellipses, if you do them, maybe you'll have a highlight. Maybe you'll have a highlight here.
All right.
Or here, to take, just to take our eye away from the dead center of your dark and lights that you have going on there. And highlights are good for that. Highlights are going to steer the viewer's eye. They're the sparkle. They're, that's usually what brings the viewer's eye to the eyes of a portrait, is that one highlight, the sparkle of the highlight. Julia, all right. Julia
Thank
Bryson,
you.
You're welcome. Julia? Are you here, Julia? Oh, too bad. Class isn't over yet. Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm in the car, and so it kept cutting over to the speakers. But I'm
okay.
here.
All right. Can you see?
I'm sorry.
Can you see your initials? I brought them up.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Very interesting. Jeb, I like that. I like that because it's very minimalized. Although this J kind of looks a little like a T.
Okay.
And that's only, I'm saying that only from my experience, because when I signed my name, it used to be like this,
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah.
So that's why I said that. So,
yeah, I could bring it up a little bit for just a shorter.
Well, okay, well, let's see. Yeah, well, also sometimes they have, what does a J have? A J kind of does this, right? So you did this. You just brought it up here, J, and it came down. It doesn't really wrap around. Maybe it needs to wrap around. No, you don't want to wrap it around. I'm not a graphic designer. I never took classes in graphic design. Everything I know, I've learned from other people, like Larry. So that's interesting. I like that. I like how you've brought. Yeah.
Do you know how that one came about? Is I did the vellum paper over my original, and my true interest in this was the negative shape of the bubbles matching up, and so that one was started with the bubbles of the I drew the inside of the image on vellum.
Okay.
And so it helped me simplify. I just tried drawing the inside, the negative space, to try to come up with. If you look in the top right, I think it is. Yeah, that one at the top.
Yeah.
I was really trying to play with that diagonal of the J loop coming across into the E and then going into the B. That's what I was striving for in a lot of these.
Yeah.
And I think I finally got some. I think that one. I thought maybe that one worked the best. I was open to interested in your opinion.
All right. Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to erase here because I like what you did by just leaving that.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a little dimension there.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I played with superimposing.
Yeah.
The J, the E, or the E. on top of the J. Now that's kind of like remnants of that.
Here's another thing. I'm going to go in here like this, and then and maybe have a coupling. You know, something like that to creates a little.
Oh, that's interesting.
A little
fantastic.
In that.
Yeah.
Also, oh wait. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put that here like so, like a little arrow, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to erase here. So you kind of have a repetition of a negative space.
Oh, that is fantastic.
And you can do the same thing up here too. You know, have that negative space be repeated.
Yeah. Very interesting.
You know, these are just things I don't know. You know, I'm like I said, I'm not a graphic designer, but
I mean, I couldn't believe how many times I could vary. Like I played around with this for so long. I mean, there's other things I didn't show you. It is amazing. Like the more it just keeps, the more iterations you do, the more they build on each other.
Yeah. I know it's never ending, but eventually you're going to come up with the best design. The best design, and with the right answer. And then you'll have a new business card, a new logo. Yeah, let's see. I'm thinking one last thing here. Let's see what happens if I do this. Take that off, and yeah, break that up a little bit there.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anybody else that sent me anything today that I didn't get to? Anybody? No? Yes, no? Yes, no? Okay. All right.
Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for sticking around. And I hope you learned something. And next week's our last class. So we'll tie it all together. Okay?
Okay, great.
Tie it all together and give you even more things to think about in relevancy. And good luck doing your homework and have fun.
That was such a good class. Thank you.
You're welcome, Nicola. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. That was really fun. And tell Larry a huge thanks.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I'm calling him right after class.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Thomas.
Okay, Stacy, good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye,
you too.
everybody.
Thomas, do you know about, you know now about Wednesday? Is that a go or not a go?
No, Wednesday's a go. Yeah, I got to send out the directions today. Wednesday's a go.
Okay.
Okay. And we're here in Carpinteria, so it's easy for you. Okay.
Oh goodness, I just changed locations, but that's good. We're on the bluffs?
No, it is on the where the bridge crosses over, the footbridge crosses over Franklin Creek.
Oh, okay.
Okay, right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just to the right and towards the mountains from you, by the Silver Sands trailer park.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I love that. I always picture the birds there. Oh,
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad.
All right.
Okay, wonderful. And it's 1 o'clock now, correct?
Yes, 1 o'clock. So that'd be 1 o'clock on Wednesday.
Cool. Okay,
right.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Julia.
Okay.
I'll have you. Hey, I'll have your painting for you as well. So.
Oh, wonderful. That'd be great.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Cool.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.